Thank you. This will be case 8224-723332, State of Michigan versus John David Maya. And Detective, your name for the record, please.
Detective Sergeant Coop, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you'll provide in this matter will be true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you testifying from personal knowledge or from an investigative report?
From an investigative report.
Thank you. Feel free to proceed.
On 11/2/24, approximately 2:30 in the morning, officers Ali and Badia were dispatched to 2060 Dix Avenue, which is a Kroger in the city of Lincoln Park, on reports of an unknown male in the parking lot destroying items. They arrived and observed pumpkin remains all over the front of the store, as well as a smashed trash can lying in the parking lot. Officer Badia made contact with John in the parking lot, who was being held up by his friends and had slurred speech. They advised John that he was not allowed to leave while they were investigating and to take a seat on the front bumper of the patrol vehicle while they investigated. While Officer Ali was speaking with John, he stood up with closed fists and aggressively came towards him while pulling up his pants and stated, "What crime did I commit?" Officer Ali put his arm out to create some distance. At that point in time, John took a fighting stance and continued advancing towards him. Officer Ali was able to grab him and, with the assistance of Officer Badia, pull him to the ground to detain him further to complete their investigation. While on the ground, John continued kicking at Officer Ali and Badia, causing injuries to Officer Ali's left leg. John was then placed under arrest when Officers Perioski and D'Alfonso arrived on scene and were able to assist. Officer Badia returned back to the Kroger, where he spoke with the caller, Miss Dunn, who was an employee working at the time. She verified that she was inside, observed a male later identified as John destroying items on the scene for an unknown reason. At that point in time, a warrant request was prepared for the Duane County Prosecutor's Office.
Thank you. I do find probable cause to sign the warrant. And Mr. Reagan.
On behalf of Mr. Meyer, waive the reading stand. You've been advised of his rights, Judge.
Court will enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf as to bond.
33 Judge has a child, lives in the Metro Detroit area. He works every day, Judge. Obviously, he does not want to have contact with police. I would just ask the court to issue a no contact order with the Kroger, with pumpkins, or whatever the court may want to do. But I would ask for a personal bond on Mr. Meyer's behalf. No alcohol or no illegal substances, no weapons, but I would ask for personal bond on his behalf, Judge.
Mr. Meyer, while this case is pending, you are not to consume alcohol at any time. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Moreover, you're to have no contact with any Kroger location. You're to have no contact with any pumpkins. Court will set bond at $1,000 personal. Next court date is probable cause conference, November 12, preliminary exam, November 19, both in 25th District Court in Lincoln Park. Thank you, sir. You can step aside.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Detective.
And I think you might be okay because I think it's Halloween is over. So the pumpkins we still got pumpkin pie coming for Thanksgiving. So I still have pumpkin.
Right, he better go with sweet potato this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sweet potato pie all day, you know, but I like pumpkin.
Wonder what he had against the pumpkins.
He probably saw a bad pumpkin looking at him cut out, carved out, and just flashback. I don't know.
He thought it was a Chucky doll or something. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name, please?
Eric Mason.
It's 24-060-307, State of Michigan versus Eric Darrell Mason. Counsel.
Cook Reagan on behalf of Mr. Mason, Your Honor, waive the reading stand. You've been advised.
Court will enter not guilty plea on your client's behalf. As to bond, tell me something about, sir. Please stop. Please stop.
Not guilty.
I just said I entered a not guilty plea on your behalf. And we can sit here all day with you saying not guilty, or you can let me do this job. Which will it be? As to bond counsel.
Judge is 73, veteran. No, he has his Michigan Veterans Foundation identification card. So he has served his country, Judge. He's, retired from the big three auto firms, Your Honor. So, he lives by himself, Judge. He's a veteran again, 73. I'm asking the court, obviously, for personal bond, no contact with the complaining witness, Your Honor. But, I'm asking that at this time, Judge, if he does need a police escort to get any items, I would ask respectfully for you to allow him to do that, Judge.
Counsel, what is at this Grand River address? What type of business is that?
You know, you want to put God away up there? Michigan Veterans Foundation.
Okay. Do you reside there?
Yes, Judge, that's where I believe he's been staying. That's why we asked for a one-time escort, because I know the court is not going to allow him to go back to that location right now.
So then this Dubois address, is that his home, or who's at that address?
Judge, that was his I believe his original Mr. Mason. Do you live at the Dubois address? Were you living there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well then that, Judge, I have a different then that's his address. The Veterans Foundation is on I know Grand River, Judge.
Look at all that.
So does he have any belongings at Grand River that he needs to get, or what?
No, Judge, not to my knowledge. Or do you?
Yeah, I need my ID and my clothes.
Okay, some clothes and the ID that he has there, Judge, as well. But we have the Dubois as his resident.
Okay. Defendant 73 years old, complainant 79 years old. Apparently they're both veterans if they're at this veterans facility. Allegation is that Mr. Mason hit the complainant over the head with a chair, and positively confirmed doing that when asked by a police officer. Further seen on video as well. I don't know. Sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess a firearm, any other dangerous weapon. You're to have no contact with Mr. Gibbons. You have no contact with the address on Grand River. You can go there once with a police escort to obtain your belongings. Court will set bond in this matter at $20,000 personal. Next court date, November 15, probable cause conference, November 22, preliminary exam. Excuse me, both in front of Judge Taylor here in 36th District.
Are you with Mr. Anguiano? Come on up, Mom.
Came back positive, Your Honor, but I would like to see the levels on the test because before all this, he was a
Don't care.
heavy marijuana user.
Come up, Mom. Thank you so much for coming. So you're familiar with the case he has? Were you here with me the first time? Okay. So he's young, and I asked him not to do two things. Not drive like a, maniac, and not to smoke marijuana. I tested him September, and I gave him a warning that if you test positive again, that tells me that you've continued to smoke, and it's unacceptable, and there's only one place for it. He has continued to smoke. So guess what happens now? I told you when you got here last time, don't do anything to put yourself in a position where you're still testing positive. It's been a long time. It's been a month and a half now, and you continue to test positive.
They didn't send my first test to the lab. You could see that my levels went all the way down. I haven't smoked not once. I was a strong smoker for 3 years straight. Like I promise you, I have not smoked.
How old are you now?
I'm 18.
18. So since 15, you've been that heavy of a smoker?
He was with my mom in Oregon for a while, but since last quarter, he's only been home. Like he just got a job. So,
And we did get a PTI program for him. He has been working on his GED.
Still smoking?
I would like to see the levels. I do know that.
Sure.
in a lot of,
I will give you anything you want, Hugh. It's an open book. It's an open door, but you're staying with me. And then we'll see. If you show me something different, great. But I warned you. I told you what to expect if you continued to test.
I didn't smoke though. That's the thing. Like, why am I getting arrested if I haven't smoked?
You know how many people tell me that on a daily basis? We are now nearly November 1st. I tested you in the beginning of September. If you would have stopped smoking, you would not have anything in your system at this time. Goes with you?
we get a alongside Judge.
Sure, of course. Mom, don't go.
No, I asked her, because I need,
Oh, okay. Just come
you can go forward.
this way. I want him to know that we mean business. We're not out for blood. So what I'm gonna do is probably 2 days, and then I'm gonna let him back out, okay? And I'm gonna bring him back out, and I'm gonna tell you, I hope you now realize that we mean business. You know, I'm gonna test you again in another 40 days. If you continue to test positive, that tells you that you've continued to smoke. And we're just gonna play this game until you're clean. So I'm not out for just, you know, throwing away the key. That's not what we want. We want him to be productive. We want him to graduate. We want him to get his GED. And that's what we're working on. You know, and the idea here, what we had was to, and the most important thing is to get his high school diploma. And for me, I don't want this case to go away until that happens. But he's still playing around, and I can't, and I have to show him we mean business. No, this is the only way. And I'm sorry, but hopefully it's a blessing in disguise. The bond's at $100 now. I'll set it at 5,001. We'll bring him back Friday morning. I won't. No, come on, man.
So I'm sorry. Okay, this Friday, yeah.
It's Friday.
For some reason, I was thinking it was.
I
Okay.
said, Hugh, we're not out for blood. You know,
So,
but
okay,
he's got to know that we mean business. So hopefully that's enough. Don't tell him.
when will court be? At the same
Friday,
time?
2 days. Yeah, I'll put it on for Friday. And then I'll admonish him Friday that he's got to continue with his GED, no smoking, and I'm going to test him now all the time to make sure he's not smoking. And we'll pull levels and we'll see if levels are higher than what they are now. And I'm going to give you now, I'll get you to get the levels now so we know what they are. And we'll go from there. Okay, we really want what's best for your son. You don't have to pay for it. Well, if you pay for it, he's going to get out. That's up to you. I'm going to let him out for free. I'm going to reinstate his bond. I don't want you to pay. I'm going to do everything so you don't have to pay. I'm paying for everything here now anyways. Really, lawyer, just everything is getting paid for by us. Right? I don't want you to have to pay. Okay? So we'll put him on for Friday. We'll bring him back out, but don't tell him, because the worst fear of being in jail is the fact of not knowing when you're going to get out. Jail stinks. There's no clocks. There's no windows. It's awful. And the worst part is not knowing when you're going to get out, because that really works on you, you know? So with that in mind, okay? All right. We'll see you Friday. Okay.